The situation in Gaza is bleak. More than 1 million people are boxed in and cut off from the rest of the world by Israel and Egypt. On Saturday, the main power station stopped producing electricity because it ran out of fuel.
We will only have electricity for 6 hours out of 24. Even if we want to use generators, there's no fuel. And if there is, it costs $2 a litre.
There was a rush to buy petrol on Thursday. Israel closed its commercial border crossing with Gaza after some of the worst regional violence since 2012. Rockets were fired into Israel from southern Gaza, and the Israeli military hit back.
I'm
afraid the situation will be deteriorating. No one can predict what might happen, so I'll keep some fuel for emergencies.
Some fuel stations have already run out of fuel. Egypt closed the borders, Israel as well, and generally the situation doesn't look good.
For the last few months, people have been surviving off fuel from Israel, bought by Qatar via the Palestinian Authority. Qatar has agreed to fund more fuel, but that can't be delivered while the border is closed. Residents were already suffering economically. 51,000 government employees have not been getting full salaries for months. The government has lost almost 2/3 of its revenue, about $500 million since imports from Egypt stopped last July.
Describe it as the worst time for Gaza, for Hamas movement in the past 20 years. The Israeli closure continue. The new Egyptian closure of the tunnel, which was the main source of income for Hamas government and for the economy in Gaza.
The pressure on Hamas is rising with borders closed on both sides. Support for the group has dropped to a new low, down to 29% from 55% since late 2012. Caroline Malone, Al Jazeera.